Welcome back to Your Hour. I'm being joined now by Stacey Gladfelter, CSA, CPRS, with ILO Senior Consulting.
Yes, thank you for having me today.
It's my pleasure. So, you are kind of partnering with the Alzheimer's Foundation of America?
Yes, so the Alzheimer's Foundation of America is actually putting on this conference on Wednesday, and I just have the privilege of being able to speak there. And so, yes, our company is partnering with them.
Okay, very cool. So tell us about this, what is it, a seminar? Or?
It's a conference.
Okay.
It's going to be next Wednesday, May 20th from 10 to 1.
Okay.
At the Drury Plaza Hotel.
Okay.
So just right down here in downtown Wichita.
Yeah, Douglas and Waco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Dr. Robin Hendricks will be talking about the importance and benefits of early detection of Alzheimer's disease. I will be there talking about the grief journey that happens when you are taking care of a loved one with dementia. And then Clinkscale's Law will be there talking about advanced directives. They will also have other vendors there with resources for caregivers that will be attending.
Well, and that's the caregivers a lot of times they kind of neglect their own needs.
They do. Actually, statistics tell us that 1 in every 3 caregivers typically has a medical decline during the time that they're taking care of that loved one.
Right. Yeah, because they don't ask for help, have somebody come in and spell them so that they can go to the doctor, or they can go shopping, or they can go get their hair done.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things that we see quite frequently is caregivers lose who they are.
Yeah.
They get lost in me. And so one of the things that I'll be talking about at the conference is making sure that you are staying true to yourself and taking time for yourself.
Yeah.
Because a person who is exhausted all the time cannot give the best care.
Right. Yeah. It's like if you can't take care of yourself, then you're really not qualified to take care of anyone else. You really need to put yourself first. It's like the old adage of putting your face mask on first before putting it on your child in an airplane, because you're no good to them if you don't take care of yourself.
Right. Yes. And we see it very frequently where caregivers, they just get lost in the journey. And it's hard because, with dementia, any of the dementia processes, they lose that person by piece.
Yeah.
Don't even realize that they're losing themselves along the journey. It really takes a village to come together and support that caregiver and let them know, hey, there are resources out here, and we're here to support you, and you don't have to do it alone.
I have the opinion that dementia can be contagious because of the fact that you try so hard to find the logic in what the person is talking about, and there is no logic.
Right.
So there's nothing to find.
Right.
But it'll drive you crazy trying to find it, and pretty soon you become that way too. So I think it's contagious.
Well, I don't know about being contagious, but I do know that, we do see caregivers who begin to have a cognitive decline, maybe not dementia, but they're just so impaired because they've lost focus.
Yeah.
And they are so focused on that person that they're caring for.
Well, and they're kind of cut off from the world.
They are. That is a big problem that I see with many of my families is they isolate. Because as that disease progresses, what happens is it's the phone calls, well, we can't come to dinner tonight because maybe that loved one's having a hard time.
Yeah.
Or maybe he gets embarrassed or she gets embarrassed because maybe they're not remembering things. And so the spouse or the caregiver usually starts to begin to cancel some of those social things. And so what happens is they're group of support just gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then that's when they get to the point where they feel all alone. So hopefully conferences like this, this is the Educating Across America tour, so they've actually done this in several different cities, and Wichita just happens to be a city that they chose this year.
Nice.
But you know, everything's the same all across we're dealing with the same problems, and that is, how do we let those caregivers know that there's support out there? And hopefully conferences like this will help them to understand.
And take the stigma away from asking for help.
Right, yeah. Well, it's difficult because, you know, it's hard to admit, first of all, we have a situation here.
Yeah.
And by the time we come around to, okay, we have a situation, by the time we get to that point, we've already isolated ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we thought, oh, well, why are they acting like that? Oh, we had friends over, and why? I just don't want friends to come over and see that. You know, because we're trying to preserve our loved one's dignity, but at the same time, we're actually closing in.
Yeah, cutting them off.
And cutting off those social interactions, which are really, really important.
Yeah.
Not only for the caregiver, but also for the person in that dementia journey.
Well, and I know nursing home for a while, they used to have musicians come in and play.
Yes.
And it was amazing how many of the dementia patients would sit there and sing along. They knew those words.
Yes, they do. They do. It is amazing what parts of the brain are still there at the very late stages.
So this is Wednesday, May 20th. From 10 to 1 at the Broadview, the Drury Broadview.
Yes.
And it's free.
It's free. Yep.
It's hard to